Hello, Gorals, and welcome to Six Bacons. Today we're going to take a look at Amberlynn's latest vlog, responding to Alexis, something she said she wasn't going to do anymore, my sexuality, gross, and Weight Watchers weigh-in #1. And I'm going to go ahead and make an official prediction here that we're only going to get 2 Weight Watchers weigh-ins. And that might be a little optimistic on my part, but I'm going to go ahead and make that officially the Six Bacons prediction. 2 Weight Watchers weigh-ins this go around before she quits. Might be earlier, probably will be. We'll see.
Hello. So it is February 27th, and I'm going to start this vlog
Only 12 days ago?
with Thursday Weight Watchers weigh-in day. So I weighed in today at 5:13, so I'm going to put that here.
What? Why even leave that in the vlog? Why leave the part in where you say you're going to include the weigh-in if you couldn't find it? Just cut that part out. Like, don't give us the ammunition of you promising the weigh-in and then not having. Also, can't find the clip. Your phone is in your hand all day long. The only time it's not in your hand is when you're filming yourself. So how is that even kind of possible that you can't find the clip? It's just, I don't know. It's a weird, unless she's doing it intentionally to give us stuff to talk about, which I honestly don't think she's smart enough to do. It's a weird level of laziness to not just cut the part out where you said, here's my weigh-in.
So I've gained 2 pounds in the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. So
Absolutely not.
Weight Watchers, that gives me 78 daily points.
Whoa. For people who don't know anything about Weight Watchers, that is an insane number of daily points. I mean, I don't think she's lying or anything. I think that's how many she would get for the state she's in. But that's a lot.
But you can get 4 rollover points for the next day if you have at least 4 of your daily points unused. So that will be added on to the weekly points, which you get 28 of those.
On the off chance that you don't use all your points.
So I'm going to try my very hardest to only do Thursday weigh-ins. For sure, for you guys, but I'm talking about in my own personal life, I'm going to try very hard not to privately step on that scale. When I'm on track and I'm doing a diet, I love to step on that scale daily, sometimes multiple times a day. I have done that. But I really want to focus on,
what else do you have to do?
On stepping on it once a week on Thursday, and I want to lose a couple pounds a week. This is not me trying to lose 14 pounds in a week. Absolutely not. We see that does not work for me. So I want to do slow and steady.
Well, it would if you did literally anything and actually did it.
And by doing steady, it's going to continue on. I'm going to keep losing weight because when I do it fast, like losing 14 pounds, 10 pounds a week, I lose a good 20, 25 pounds, and then I gain it all back. It's a vicious cycle, and I'm tired of it. All right.
So instead, you'd rather lose the weight slowly and then gain it back. And then some.
You guys, so I wanted to give you daily updates on my progress on this build because it is insane.
Great.
I am on step 60.
Aren't you guys glad that you follow this Lego vlog?
And this is how it is looking. This is by far the most difficult thing I have ever built. But just look at all that detail. It's crazy. So yeah, this is day 2.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. So I hate that I have to talk about this, but I'm going to. I need to clear the air, give some explanation. Lately, with what's been going on, if I did this for every scenario that is being said, that's all my channel would be. And I don't want that. I am letting people say whatever they want, whether it's a lie, whether it's exaggeration. I don't care at all. It sucks for me.
All right, remember that, everybody, the next time she goes after a reaction channel, that she's letting everyone say what they want.
But it is what it is. But this whole Alexis Dalton thing is not okay. And I'm mentioning it and bringing it up because Alexis straight up doxed somebody, and that is just so uncalled for. So here is a mini
saying someone's name on the internet is not doxing them.
Storytime / explanation / how I feel. I was doing my live stream and people were like, oh, Dalton. And I was so confused. I thought
even more, somebody's first name. That's ridiculous.
Maybe it was something Alexis brought up months ago, just in passing.
Was calling your channel Amberlynn Reed doxing yourself? Well, I guess not, because that's not really your name anyway. But you get my point.
And people were just now bringing it up. But no, while I was live streaming, Alexis uploaded a whole ass video. And in that video, she's talking about something that literally has nothing to do with anything at all. She's bringing up a situation that I had with someone during a vulnerable time in my life.
Vulnerable?
And using that as tea, or I don't know what she's doing, but it's just genuinely all around creepy. Alexis has lied a lot in her videos, and people eat that shit up because they love the tea of it all.
Alexis does legit suck. I mean, she's You can't. We have to be careful as the haters to not like accept someone just because they're also against Amber. Like, I'm not defending Amber when I say this. It's just that there can be two people who both totally suck, and that's what's happening here. It just so happens they don't like each other. That doesn't mean they're like cool and on our side and we should support them. And honestly, Alexis's views, and I mean like the views on her channel, not like her personal opinions, although those two are terrible if you compare them to where they were at first. I think people realize pretty quickly, like, oh, this girl just got involved with Amber so she could do this. Like, exactly this channel is why she became friends with Amber in the first place. It was all just a setup to become an instantly popular hater channel.
Amberlynn equals bad. Everyone who spills tea on Amberlynn equals just like amazing. I feel like sometimes people even are like, oh, I know this is a lie, but it's too good, so let's just like hang on to it and like keep it as a narrative. So in this video where she talks about Dalton, she also talked about me being diagnosed with BPD. She said I was never diagnosed, and that's funny to me because me and Alexis actually bonded over the fact that we were both diagnosed with BPD. We would literally talk about it ad nauseum, just like constant. So this is more proof for me that she's not out to like share her story. She's not out for the truth. She's definitely just out for vengeance. Vengeance over what? I don't know. Like in every video that she has uploaded, there has been multiple just like lies and exaggerations like all scattered within. But this whole Dalton thing, it definitely did happen. But people are so obsessed with like the concept of like, ooh, Alexis is spilling tea, or ooh, Amberlynn.
I barely know what this Dalton thing is, but I get that it was Amber talking to a guy on the internet.
She's not a lesbian, she's actually bisexual, but people are like missing the fact that she literally doxed someone innocent. She showed his face, like a video. And not only that, but like there are reaction channels now using that video and using his name and just like continuing the
That's not doxing.
Like, it's just very inappropriate and it's wrong. And I don't know why people are like standing by that. I've always had people questioning my sexuality. I think it's weird. But to have like thousands and thousands of people do that, like...
I mean, I question how you get other people to go along with it. That's the only question I have.
Makes it even more weird. And I'm just like, bro, when I say I'm a lesbian, like I actually mean that. People think I'm a lesbian because they think that men don't want me. They do. They very much do. I just don't want them. No offense. 2023 was a crazy year for me. When I first moved into this apartment, like October of 2023, November of 2023, and December of 2023.
Yep, those are the months in a row. That's right.
That was like... Those 3 months were bad for me. Like, I shared a little bit of that in vlogs, but you guys honestly...
Yeah, because you didn't have a constant caretaker anymore.
Didn't even know the half of it. I shared that I was turning to alcohol because I genuinely was. I was getting drunk like every single night. Like, sometimes I would get so drunk that I'd wake up the next morning, I would feel absolutely awful, and I wouldn't remember much from the night prior.
As opposed to every other morning where you wake up healthy and fit as a fiddle.
So that's why when I told myself I need to stop drinking alcohol, and I was actually able to do that, it like put some relief in me because I was really scared because like I was being reliant on it, but I was like, I have an addictive personality. I come from like a family of addicts. I was like, I cannot be an alcoholic right now. Thankfully, when I told myself I'm going to stop drinking and for how long I want to stop.
I mean, fair enough on that point, I guess. I guess you would need to be extra careful.
Drinking, like I was able to do it cold turkey, like I was totally fine, but it didn't take away the fact that I was becoming reliant on it. Like I was depressed, heartbroken, lonely. I was living in a new state by myself for the first time in my life. Like I was going through a lot, and I felt myself turning to people and to situations and things I normally wouldn't have. I get a lot of men reaching out to me in my DMs. This isn't to flex, this isn't anything weird like that. This is just me stating like a fact, and
I'm inclined to mostly believe that. Because, I mean, dudes are gross. And some grosser than others. So I could believe that does happen for her.
Reply to them, obviously, because I'm not interested. But in 2023, during that phase of where I was just like going through a lot, I did reply to Dalton. He was really sweet and kind, and he was making me feel good about myself where I felt bad. He was a friend of mine, but there was some flirty stuff. And yeah, it felt weird to me, and I would engage in it a little bit, but he genuinely was so sweet and he's super attractive. So it kind of made it like easier for me to like engage in these things. One night I got...
How has she not just been totally catfished by a hater, right? Like it'd be so easy. I'm not saying people should do that. As a matter of fact, I will say officially, don't do that. I just can't believe it hasn't happened, you know? Like, all you have to do is say everything she would want to hear and, like, have a picture of an attractive person and claim it to you. And now there's AI, so, I mean, you could send her any kind of video and she'll believe it. Again, don't do that. I'm not saying that as like a wink wink kind of thing. Do not do that. But I'm very surprised it hasn't happened.
Extremely drunk, and he ended up calling me, and things went to a different level than they probably would have if I was sober. Like, I
Gross.
feel awful saying that out loud, and I hate that Alexis like shared my voice memos but didn't share her voice memos, might I add. I did
Why does she have your voice memos? It's so weird. Why do you just hand this stuff over to people? That's why this happens to you.
notice that, and I know a lot of people also did as well. But in my voice memos, like, you can literally hear me say like, wasn't my finest moment, I was really drunk, I was sad, etc., etc. I guess I just wanted to feel something other than like the sadness and the depression I was going through in that moment. Plus, I was really
You just send these messages to people you don't know. I mean, I know you've met Alexis in person, fine, but like you don't like really know her. So you send her these messages and of course she uses them against you. And this was probably after the first time she betrayed you and then came back and you took her back.
drunk. My brain was not fully there. When people get drunk like that, sometimes they make decisions that they normally wouldn't. I don't regret it though, like at all. Like, Dalton is genuinely such a great person, and I hate that he has been dragged into this. I think it's very, very weird to me. Alexis using this situation and this
This isn't like with Emily. I mean, people aren't going to go after this Dalton dude. They're going to leave him alone pretty quickly. I feel very confident about that.
person, like, it's not tea, it's cruel. Like, I almost don't even see the point. Like, she tried to like dot the I's and cross the T's in her video to like make it make sense of why she's talking about it, but really she just wants to like air out all my stuff. But I'm sorry, sexuality can be and is fluid, but I am a lesbian. But whether I was straight or bisexual, it doesn't even matter.
Also, way to like out yourself as totally watching every single video Alexis makes. Way to go.
I am who I am. Turning a vulnerable night for me, where I was in a vulnerable state and I made a decision that I normally wouldn't have, turning that into a like way to monetize something that should not be monetized is crazy work. And it shows what kind of a person she is. And I just want to say this, if I wasn't a lesbian, Dalton would have been it. Like, Dalton would have been it. Like, sweet, attractive, attentive, kind, nice home, nice car, good job,
Easily manipulated.
like the whole nine. But it didn't feel right to me. In my gut, it did not feel right to me. And I'm actually grateful for that experience. And I'm grateful that it was with someone like him.
It wasn't with anyone. It wasn't real.
It's not a time I'm ashamed of or anything like that. But to have that story be used by my ex-best friend is crazy.
Why was she your best friend? You barely knew her too. You had oh jeez. All right. You count this quote unquote experience you had with Dalton as like a genuine legitimate experience. It wasn't. It wasn't real. He wasn't there. It was not a real thing. Alexis was your best friend for some reason. You knew her for a number of months. You're going to say you like talked to her online for years and like so what? So what? She's not your best friend. That's crazy. I know we live in a time where having internet friends is not weird. I mean, I have people that I only know from the internet. To say they're my best friend, that's nuts. But you also have girls become your quote-unquote girlfriend before they either haul you across the country or you do the same.
Crazy to me. All while knowing that, like, I'm not saying anything personal about her. I know so many personal things about her. Spoke daily for hours at a time. I have not said anything personal about this woman. A lot of the things that Alexis has been sharing about me hasn't been her story to tell whatsoever. Honestly, I have been reflecting a lot, and I look back at my time and my friendship with her, and I feel like she used me, especially during like vulnerable
Especially.
moments. Like, her having a friendship with me just gave her the chance to collect personal information just so she could exploit me later on.
Yes, that should be obvious. Of course that's what happened. It should have been obvious the first time before you decided to let her be your friend again, just to give her more information, to do it again.
That is genuinely how it feels to me. Like, there were so many times where like I would send her a voice memo and I noticed that she would save it, and I'd be like, why did you save the voice memo? And she'd be like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. And I'd be like, but it says
And then what? You sent her another voice memo, because you're dumb.
you did. But like, that naive side of me and that side of me that wanted to trust her, in my brain I was always like, well, maybe she is telling the truth. Maybe her phone really did glitch, or maybe something really did happen. Maybe she really didn't save it. But it turns out she did. And it turns out that she is taking all the experiences that I lived off of YouTube that didn't affect her at all, might I add. All those experiences, she saved them almost like in files. It feels like, Jesus Christ. And she's using that for her benefit. And really, if you guys had to look at it from a different point of view, who was really the bad friend? Me or her? This whole thing, like, I should never have had to.
I hate that I have to say that Amber really is the victim here. But But I mean, that's fair is fair. Man, like Alexis is a snake. And if you go back in my videos, I said exactly that. I said Alexis is a snake in the very beginning. And here we are. Because I have like eyes and a brain and I could put two and two together. And we know someone who can't exactly do that.
To talk about this unless I wanted to. And I feel that way about a lot of things that have been said and shared. And I will continue keeping my silence. But the fact that Dalton was involved in this, it made me feel like heavy on my heart that like I needed to
Heavy in every other way.
speak up. He's a good person, a great person, and he doesn't deserve to be like brought in this like hemisphere of just like vile poison. I'm gonna go back to not talking about Alexis because I feel much better when I do that. And she's gonna run a whole channel reflected around me. I'm gonna go ahead and call that obsession. Anyways, I'm gonna end this vlog. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Gross. Well, that sucks that I had to spend a huge chunk of that defending Amberlynn, but I mean, fair is fair. But for her to even like address it is pretty ridiculous. Like, who cares? You're the one giving credence to it at that point. I get that she feels bad that Dalton got drug into the whole thing, but also you could just apologize to him, right? Like, you don't have to make a video about it. If anything, you're now also putting his name out there. And by your definitions, that's doxing him, which it's not, but you know. I wouldn't be surprised if she takes Alexis back again, because she doesn't learn. Learning something isn't really her deal. It's not a deal type situation that she's a big fan of. As far as her vlogs go, at least there was more content to this one. Although, one of the things in the title of the vlog was Weight Watchers Weigh In #1, and that did not happen. We got told 513, but who knows, man. And also, this is a week and a half ago, so it doesn't even matter. Which also makes the responding to Alexis not even matter. That's the downside, one of the many downsides of her doing these vlogs so far in advance. Like, you're talking about things that we're not really talking about anymore. It's a guaranteed way to like kill your own channel, but I mean, she's been trying to kill it for 10 years and hasn't quite succeeded yet, so who knows, maybe she's onto something. But anyway, that's it for this video. If you liked this one, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff you do when you like a YouTube video. I've been Six Bacons, you did great, and I will see you guys in the next one.